I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together.
My dreams now, I feel like I'm living the dream in a way, illustrating books. And I have a picture, we took a picture of it. I couldn't wait because we were downstate when I found out that my book was on the bookshelf. I'm like, it's on the bookshelf? That was my short-term dream. And I'm like, I couldn't wait to get home. Take the whole family, we took all of us, and I had somebody take a picture at Barnes & Noble's, and there's the book. We're all like, I'm on the shelf, I'm published. To do the King book, written by his sister. I mean, and she gave a perspective, such an intimate portrayal of this book. That's the only way that I could see doing this book, is as you were there. Because with each illustration, the first one with the portrait of the family, when I did that one, the only thing that came to mind was this family photo, one of the earliest pictures. So I did my version, and I used my daughter as the model. My process is obviously starting with an initial sketch, and then working my sketch to another sketch. And then when I see that finished sketch, I go to a final sketch. Now I can start laying down paint. Then I always lay down a foundation color. It has to be brown. I just like brown because it's a nice warm color. So if I add any like other colors like blues, it really pops out. So when I add the blue of the sky in the background, I start with that and I work my way forward, laying layers upon layers to give it like this almost three-dimensional look. And then obviously with the men in the foreground, I make them more finished because they are the emphasis. You only see the whites of King's eye, so your eye goes right there. I just dove right in and I said, this is gonna be my book. If I'm gonna get one shot, this is gonna be it. You look at the certain pictures. The Mahalia Jackson when she's singing. That one was basically from my Satchel Paige one. It was like almost like an homage to that one because that Satchel Paige one gave me the confidence. It really is, I think, a testament to me as my life is like persevering, that I can do it, I can succeed. I think being of both, of biracial, I call myself multiracial. Biracial means two. I consider myself multi because I'm just as proud as my Irish side, as my Native American side, as my Dutch side, Italian side. I'm just as proud as and my African American side. So I consider myself multiracial, and that's what King embodied. So that's just somebody that you always would look up to. It's funny, doing the King book, he was a father figure to me. A non-violent guy, turning the other cheek. Sometimes you can fight fire with fire, but sometimes you gotta kind of back up and think about it. And for me, without a father, I clung on to him. Then when I was younger, then I clung on to Huey P. Newton. I would look at these people who would, and take attributes that I thought I could identify with. Being biracial, it was hard. It was something that was like, where do you fit in? My mother's white, but I am black. Another thing that I transitioned when I got into my teens is I started to identify with African American culture. I wanted to know. I know white culture. I know, like the American Revolution and Civil War, freeing the slaves. But then I wanted to really learn. Waking up one morning, I'd never forget. It was the Eyes on the Prize series. And seeing two things that really shook me to the core. And I was like, I started to really want to research African American history. One was the Attica riots, and the other one was the murder of Fred Hampton, the Black Panther in Chicago. That really stuck a chord in me. I was like, I gotta learn about this. I wanted to learn more things, more about African American history, the Negro Leagues, and I discovered that, and that was just like, that's why with the Satchel Paige picture, that one, I'll never sell that one, because to me that when I discovered the Negro Leagues, like, oh wow, you know, just black baseball, because they were not allowed to play. You know, like wow, and then you just get more information and more information, and then it helped me balance out the pride in not just, you know, being with my Irish side, my Native American, Dutch, Italian. I got such a big mix on one side, but also the African American side. We weren't just slaves, you know, we weren't just, you know, criminals. I didn't even really start drawing till my senior year of high school. To graduate high school, I had to take an art class. I never took it. You know, it was like my furthest thing was to take an art class. So I had to. Finally, I took an art class. I had a liking for it, but I was mainly into computers. Just do computers. You know, it seems like the future. I like computers. So I went to OCC. I took computer science and maybe an art class just to kind of keep my interest. And I kind of gravitated more towards the art. Everybody tells you, you ain't gonna make money doing art. You ain't gonna do this. You ain't gonna do... You know, I was like, yeah, watch me. I want to make a ton of money. Wrong idea to get into the art world to try to make money. You gotta almost have the spirit for it, and then if things come, they come. But then if you have the spirit for it, you don't care if you make money or not. You just love it. But my dream really is to have a place where kids can learn. So when I have my own facility, my own area where I can help influence kids, especially African American kids, because I didn't have an influencer, so I want to be that influencer. The last page of this book, I purposely wanted diversity, where I had Spanish, black, white around the sister, kind of listening to her story, because she is a teacher, passing on to these children that are now part of one America, black, white, Latin, Asian, Middle Eastern, we're all one. And I wanted to make sure that when you saw that last page, that you saw that diversity, because that's his dream.
That one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood.